What's going on? Dimitri Soupas here, owner and operator of Strength Shaman Personal Training, back at you with another week and another newsletter. I know it's been a couple weeks, but it's been a couple of crazy, hectic weeks for me. I actually just got engaged this past weekend. We stayed at Jasper Park Lodge for a couple of days, which was fantastic. And coming into the holidays and things, I've got a little bit more free time because I've offloaded a few projects, so expect to see some fresh newsletters content coming your way each and every week with the dedication and persistence that I've brought to you in the past. Hopefully you'll be delighted as much as I am delighted by providing these newsletters to you. Now this week I want to talk to you about something that pertains to athletes in general. Now back in my athletic career, a lot of the training that I did was validated based on the things that I would do or how well I would perform when I played. So if I was playing poorly, then I know that my training on some level, way, shape, or form wasn't what it needed to be, and there was a number of instances where I would train through different modalities. Always testing and hypothesizing and trying to figure out a better way to train for me. And ultimately, I boiled down that recipe to what I felt like was the optimal training system for the position and the sport that I played. Now, that helped me deduce a lot of things as to, this doesn't work for me, this works for me, and since, I could kind of infer on maybe these things would be good for these sorts of other things. So, long story short, I'm kind of rambling here, but basically I was able, through the performance of my sport, to validate the training methods that I used. And what I've noticed is that a lot of people don't have that method of validation. That's really missing for them. So how do they know objectively if their training program is really working and they're creating the outcomes that they really, truly want? I know that a number of people struggle with this and they look to a trainer for this. So, two things to take away from this newsletter, this thought is how can I validate my training or other things in my life to make sure that that they are in fact worthwhile, meaningful, creating the outcomes that I want. And what can I learn from those things? There's a lot of popular literature out there now on kind of getting scientific on the methods and things that you do so that you can constantly learn and move forward and innovate and improve and all these sorts of things. So think about how you can create an experimental design to test and measure what you're doing. Now, secondly from that, I want to implement this into my business model with something that I'm going to call a health index. And if you have any ideas about things that you would like to track for your own health and wellness, I would love to absolutely hear them by responding to this article or responding to the email and just letting me know, hey, I think if I tracked this, if I tracked my body weight, if I tracked my body composition, if I tracked how strong I was, that would be meaningful to me to let me know whether or not I was doing good or not with my training. So think about how you can validate the things that you do, not just from a performance standpoint, but more from like a scientific method standpoint. And think about maybe how you could quantify your health and wellness, and why don't you give me a little tidbit on how you'd like to do that so I could incorporate that in my business model, and that way I know that I'm definitely making an impact on everybody that I work with. Thanks for watching the video. I hope that gets you inspired and thinking about your health and wellness. I enjoy putting these things together, so look forward to another few episodes coming your way each and every week.